Hello everyone, Chris here with Platinum Reviews. Today I have the newest Platinum review for the DioField Chronicles on PlayStation 5. If you're not sure what a Platinum review is, that is where I Platinum the game, I get all the trophies, and then I review it. I have regular reviews, but the Platinum review is a more thorough review. I go over the trophies and stuff like that. So yeah, this is a Platinum review for the DioField Chronicles. The DioField Chronicles is like an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend that everything is perfect. You have fallen in mad love, but the more time you spend with that person, the more you start to notice that they suck. It's like the song from Patrick Stump, Porcelain, where you don't want to meet that person because once you finally meet them, you're afraid that they're going to suck and they're going to crack, pretty much like porcelain. So that is the DioField Chronicles. DioField doesn't suck by any means, but at about 10 hours in, I was certain that this would be my game of the year. I spoke too soon though, because as time progressed, I started to notice all the flaws. In DioField, you control the Blue Foxes, a group of mercenaries as they look to protect DioField from threats, taking requests from local citizens to build up their name while taking orders from the Duke to better his position in the country. This is just the start of what was a pretty decent story. I enjoyed the story quite a bit. However, I feel like as I dove further into the game, the story became very predictable, coupled together with a group of lackluster, boring characters. Towards the end, I was just there. I didn't build any connection to any of these characters. The worst part was the conversations they would have with one another just felt forced. It was poorly written conversations that no one felt anything. It felt so fake and robotic. The twists and turns that the story had felt like someone just said, "Nah, that'll work," and threw it in. I could see them coming from a mile away, and yet when it happened, there was no wow factor. It was just something that occurred. You start off with 3 characters, but as you play, you unlock quite a few more, which was a welcome addition. I felt myself using the same characters, though, through most of the game, until probably close to the end. Some moves that worked just worked really well together, or I was just using one move over the other, which made some moves become unneeded. You also have the ability to summon in the game. This starts off with you summoning Bahamut, which was this epic moment, just to be followed up with mediocre summons. Again, I found myself using something I got at the beginning of the game over something I got late game. There are a lot of cool features in the game, however. You get tasks to complete while you're on missions, like complete it in a certain amount of time, open the treasure chest. This gives you stat points to level up abilities for your class, or to unlock new weapons for purchase, and gems that can be used to level up your summons. Not only did I get Bahamut, but I can now make him stronger. You had me at hello, DioField. DioField is a tactical JRPG, not the traditional grid-based system, but instead opting for a more freeform type, allowing you to make choices mid-battle to move certain characters behind enemies to get extra damage, or set yourself up for devastating attacks. You can also select all the characters and move them as a unit instead of one by one. It's not turn-based, so you get to move freely, which is a really, really nice feature. With the speed up feature, you can make the fights go in double the speed, which was a welcome feature as well, that I used the entire game. I love the gameplay in DioField, however, at about halfway through the game, there was nothing new. It felt like most of the missions are rinse and repeated, and besides new enemy types, I felt like I had seen all the game had to offer. The music was unremarkable as well, a handful of tracks that I probably would never feel the need to listen to again. The worst part of the game has to be the reused audio cues when defeating enemies. Your character, or the enemy, will say the same thing once killed, or once you kill someone. If you kill 5 people back to back, you have to hear them say, "For the Empire!" over and over again. After about 30 hours, that can get old very quickly. The graphics are unique, and I enjoyed the character models and enemy models. However, I felt like a lot of the areas that you complete the missions were just reused resources and bland. They weren't these beautiful, memorable scenes. Instead, they were just there. I did not run into any technical issues, minus some minor frame rate stutters when going at ×2 speed and summoning Bahamut. Other than that, the game ran very smoothly. The DioField Chronicles. I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. I enjoyed the game, but I felt like with no new gameplay after about halfway, it made it feel like it overstayed its welcome. Characters that are poorly written and a story that just fell short stopped this game from being what I was originally feeling it was going to be. As far as the platinum, I would give it a 2 out of 10 for difficulty. It's a super easy one. There are a few missable trophies. As long as you're doing all the side missions before completing the main missions, then you should not miss anything. There is a trophy for collecting 1 million of the currency, but you are free to spend your money while working towards that. The get a character to level 50 will require some replaying of the same mission over and over. I found myself reloading my save and doing the second to last missions about 10 times to get the trophy. And while I say that there are some missable trophies, there's a chance that there is a replay feature. I didn't test out this because I didn't want to miss anything, but I don't know if you decide not to do any of the side missions, if you can go back and complete them. I want to say you can't because the characters won't be at those locations anymore for you to get those missions, but don't test it. Just, do the side missions first. That is it for me, though. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the DioField Chronicles, feel free to post them down below in the comments, and I'll answer them the best I can. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It means a ton to me. Find me on Twitter and follow me on Twitter. We can talk about video games, because that's always a fun thing to do. But that's it for me. Thank you so much, and as always, keep getting those trophies. I'll catch you guys in the next review.
How was that?
No escape.